Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a drawer open by itself using wires and our brains. We're going to have to do some tricks in After Effects, and on the physical side of things, what we'll actually need to pull off this effect is wire and a camera, of course. So that's going to be your two things that you're going to need. Get some clear see-through-ish wire, any see-through string of any kind. Go ahead and get that. Before we actually begin, I'm going to show you an example of where I use this trick, this technique, in one of my recent videos. And one of my recent videos was the music video that I made. I'm going to show you a clip of that where I use this effect, and here you go. I'm just going to stop the clip there and give it no context. If you want to see the full video, then you can go ahead and check the link in the description. Basically, what you saw there was a mixture of masking and pulling strings. And some of you might have noticed that there are still some strings visible in the final video. A lot of the people that I showed it to didn't even notice the wires the first, second, or even third time watching it. I had to stop it and point it out to them, and they're like, oh, there it is. So I just left those in, but this time around we're going to try and not leave those in. And what we're going to work in here, this project is the proof of concept project that I was working on for the music video. And I'm just going to show you this real quick. And that was that, and you don't have to worry about the motion tracking and the movement of the camera and stuff. That was just something I did to make it look a little bit cooler and a little bit more fluid, so you don't actually have to do that part. But what you saw there was the drawers seemingly opening and closing by themselves, just like in the music video example that I just showed you before. That one, you couldn't see any wires. What you would need to do is just set a camera on a tripod. And once you've got your camera on a tripod, you just use your wire, tie it around the handles of your drawer, and pull them open one by one. And then what you would need after that would be a piece of base footage, which would be this footage here. So if you see here, if I hide this layer, all you see are the layers for the drawers. And we're going to get to that in a few seconds. But the base footage is extremely important, because if you don't have the base footage, then you'll just have a black background with the masked out drawers just floating there. And also keep in mind the lighting, because the lighting is also important as well. If the lighting is off, it throws the whole thing off. For instance, I recorded this on a cloudy day because I knew the sun would not change. I knew there weren't going to be any clouds moving in front of the, well, it's a cloudy day, they're always going to be in front of the sun, but that's the key, because the sunlight is never going to change in brightness. Now I'm going to actually show you how to do that effect. So here we have I've got a bunch of pieces of footage here, but this one in particular is for this drawer here. And as you can see, here's the wire, nice and clear, plain as day. Here it is. And we don't want that wire there, obviously, so we're gonna try and get rid of it. So what I'm actually going to do to get rid of a lot of that wire, which is something that I'm gonna have to do already to try and get it to overlap the other drawers, is I'm going to mask out the entire drawer here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. A few things to note before I get started here. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to not just do 1, 2, 3, 4, because when you do that, what you're gonna notice is that when you're animating this to follow the opening drawer, you animate it like that, you're gonna see the background. Obviously that's not gonna work. So what you're gonna want to do instead is have a few extra points, and maybe if you wanted to add some more detail, you could put some over here for the sides of the door. So we get to this part where it's swinging open, you would just do this. So what you're going to want to do to actually animate it, you're going to want to add a keyframe by going under mask and animating mask path like that. And then whenever it starts to move, you're going to want to move these points in the mask. Just keep adjusting your mask, and every time you adjust it, it'll automatically add a keyframe. So you see the pattern here? Do you get it? Do I have to explain this whole thing? Probably not. as I've seen in the comments section, people don't like me over explaining things. So I'm going to just skip this whole part and let you do it. So I will let you go ahead and do that. Okay, you're done? Good, that's fine. That's amazing. So we're going to take a look at what I've done here. And pardon the graininess, it was just the camera that I used, it was kind of grainy. And there you go. Your drawer has opened by itself. Good for you. So you would just have to do that to every single one of the drawers that you want to open. You know, you might say, well, kind of stands out though because it's kind of bright. Well, guess what? It is still its own layer, so you know what you can do. Brightness and contrast. Put that in there. Lower the brightness. Increase the contrast by a little bit. Maybe lower the brightness a little bit more. And that looks pretty convincing to me. And there's still one small problem that you might notice, and it is the fact that you could still see part of the wire here, which is what I was going to get to eventually. Thank you for reminding me. Throughout this whole, you can even see it move a little bit there. So the wire is still clearly visible. What we'd want to do is, we've already gotten the vast majority of it taken out by making that mask, which is great. What you would do to get the rest of it out would be wire remove it. So you would just drag that onto your layer, and you would set the point A, and you would set point B, and point A would go wherever your wire starts. It would be right here, it's tied around the handle, and then point B would go wherever your wire ends, which I could put it anywhere over here, or I'm just going to put it here. And then what you would want to do, go to thickness and change the thickness, and oh, would you look at that, it's gone. The most amazing thing you've seen today. Okay, so then what we would do, if we move forward here, you could see that it starts to come back into view, which is not what we want. So what would you do then, you ask? So you would go into CC Wire Removal Tool, and you are going to animate point A and point B, and as the drawer moves, you would have to move the points. So then we take a look at that. We see that there's a few flukes in there. We just adjust, add more keyframes, boom. And if we zoom out, barely noticeable, if at all visible. And I'm not going to do the other drawers, but you get the basic gist. All you have to do if you want to do more than one drawer is do the same thing to both drawers. You would just need another piece of footage, you opening the other drawer, and if there are drawers that are overlapping, kind of like these two here, you would just rearrange the layers. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.